All right, let's jump right in. We are about to start unpacking one of the most profound spiritual texts, maybe ever, the Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. Now, this isn't just some dusty old book. No, it's a 5,000-year-old conversation, a really intimate one, about the very nature of reality. And honestly, it's a conversation that might just change the way you see, well, everything.
So, to kick things off, let me ask you a question that gets right to the heart of this ancient wisdom. What if the truth, the big answer you might be looking for, isn't some belief you have to learn or a concept you have to memorize? What if it's an experience that's available to you right here, right now? That's the wild, radical premise we're exploring today. You see, the Vigyan Bhairav Tantra isn't written like a typical scripture with a bunch of rules. Instead, it's framed as a dialogue, a deeply personal Q&A between two cosmic forces. And because of that, its wisdom feels incredibly alive and immediate, like you're listening in on a secret of the universe.
And get this, we're talking about a text that's around 5,000 years old. I mean, think about that. It predates most of the world's major religions. The really wild part? Its insights feel more relevant today than ever, which tells you it's tapped into something truly timeless.
So who are the two voices in this epic conversation? Well, on one side, you have Bhairav. Think of him as pure, formless consciousness itself. He's the destination. And on the other side is his partner, Bhairavi. She represents divine energy, the force of life itself. She's the journey. It's this incredible metaphor. It's literally energy asking consciousness, hey, what are you, really?
So how does this whole thing get started? Well, it kicks off because Bhairavi, the seeker, has a problem that I think a lot of us can relate to, especially today. She's drowning in information. She's studied everything, she's heard all the philosophies, but now she's just more confused than ever.
And you can just feel the exhaustion in her question, can't you? Imagine knowing everything the books have to say, but still having this deep, nagging doubt in your core. She's not asking for another theory. She's basically saying, I'm done with information. I need something real, an experience she can finally rest in.
And this is where things get really interesting, a total game changer. Bhairav doesn't hand her another philosophy or another book to read. Nope. His first move isn't to build something new, but to tear things down. He starts by dismantling the very ideas she's clinging to for safety. And what's the first thing he goes after? Our attachment to the tangible world, our obsession with form. He explains that we have to learn to distinguish between the tools we use on the path and the actual destination. He introduces these two big ideas. On one hand, you've got sakar. That's basically reality with form, anything you can see, touch, or conceptualize. Rituals, images, even our thoughts. He says these are temporary, but they're useful tools for a wandering mind. But then there's nirakar, the formless. And that, he says, is the real deal. That's the ultimate, unchanging reality. That's the end game. And his analogy for this is just brilliant. He says that all these practices that rely on form are like giving candy to a child so they'll take their medicine. The candy isn't the cure, right? It just makes the medicine go down easier. His point is, don't get so obsessed with the candy that you forget about the cure itself.
So naturally, this raises a huge question, right? If the entire world of form, everything we see and touch and believe is just a helpful illusion, just a tool, then what in the world is actually unshakably real? And Bairav's answer is, well, it's a total mind bender. He says the ultimate reality isn't a thing at all. It's pure consciousness. But here's the real kicker. The universe isn't some big container that you exist in. The universe is what you fundamentally are. This idea has a name, Advaita, which literally means not two, non-duality. It's the radical idea that there is no actual separation. Think about it like this. A wave in the ocean might think it's a separate, individual wave, but it's always just ocean. It's just the ocean doing a wave thing for a little while. In the same way, we're just consciousness doing a person thing. The seeker and the thing being sought are one.
So how does he get us there? Well, first, he says, look around. Everything you perceive, every sight, every sound, every feeling, it's all just a vibration, an expression of one single universal consciousness. Okay, now stay with me because here comes the key. He then says, you, the one who's doing the observing, the one who's aware of all this, you're not separate from it. You are made of that exact same conscious stuff.
So, if the thing watching and the things being watched are made of the same essential ingredient,
Well, what does that mean? It means the feeling of separation between me out here and the world out there. It has to be an illusion. Fundamentally, there is no separation.
But, and this is maybe the most important part of the whole text, Bhairav makes it super clear this is not just some cool philosophy you're supposed to believe in. In fact, just believing it is useless. It is a living reality that has to be directly experienced. Okay, so how on earth do you do that? How do you experience this for yourself? Well, this is where the book shifts from deep philosophy to a straight-up practical how-to guide. Bhairavi's final answer isn't another theory. It's a set of concrete techniques.
And he doesn't just give her one or two. He lays out 112 distinct methods, 112. Each one is like a different key designed for a different kind of lock, covering everything from breath to sound to emotions. But they all open the exact same door.
And the purpose behind all 112 of them is the same. Step 1, get you out of your head, to stop you from just thinking about it. Step 2, to quiet that restless, chattering narrator in your mind that creates the feeling of being separate. And step 3, in that newfound stillness, to let you directly perceive what you've actually been all along.
Yeah, this quote from the text just nails it. The whole game is about achieving mental stillness. Because in that silence, the whole story of being a separate seeker looking for something, it just dissolves. And what's left is the direct experience of your true universal self. So when you boil this whole 5,000-year-old conversation down, what's the profound central message? It's this beautiful, mind-blowing paradox. The answer you've been looking for isn't out there somewhere. The answer is the very awareness inside you that's doing the looking. And so this ancient text doesn't just leave us with an answer. It leaves us with an invitation, a question directed squarely at you. It says, hey, you already are the peace, the truth, the wholeness you've been searching for. So the real final question isn't for some ancient guru to answer. It's for you. How would you walk through your day? How would you live your life if you truly deeply knew that?